When it comes to communication in Liberia, orange is number one.
Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Oh, orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, orange is the best. Yes, orange is the best.
Nagatama, please woo. Copenhagen, that's the Iboga orange. Topaga number one. Swing
Company is my orange. I don't got the best.
Orange will make you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, orange is
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Thursday, November 2nd, AD 2023. Good evening and welcome to News Desk. 45 minutes of news about Liberia, Africa, and elsewhere. My name is Henson Decker presenting. In the headlines, a 37-year-old man has died under a mysterious circumstances at the home of his 79-year-old girlfriend in Magibi County. A shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child leaves one dead in County. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization as Jackson caused a maximum of 20 years jail sentence for the owner of Spoon Network, Stanton Waterspoon. Vision for Liberia Transformation Party demands for a rerun of the October 10 presidential and legislative elections. And in foreign news, Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament has rejected the government's plan to buy a presidential car for 6 million, a senior lawmaker has said. The details of these developments in news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers post are part of today's edition of the news program. We take a break to rejoin you. Let's welcome Edwin Dodo, who's going to set the pace with the news bulletin and the foreign developments. Good evening, Edwin.
Good evening, Hanson. Good evening to all. A 37-year-old man has died under a mysterious circumstances at the home of his 79-year-old girlfriend in Baclifan, Magibi County. The man, identified as Junior, according to our Lower Magibi County correspondent, left his home on October 31, 2023, and went to spend time with his girlfriend Annie Johnson in Baclifan. Our correspondent Paula stated that the deceased took bath, ate, and spent some time with his girlfriend. He was found dead 2 hours after spending some time with his girlfriend, who left him in the house and came out. The body has therefore been turned over to the family after a 15-man jury investigation did not identify any foul play. In a related development, one person is reported dead and 2 others are under critical condition following a shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child in Dundee Town District, Mutu, Nimba County. According to RC Nimba County correspondent, a 9-year-old boy, Emmanuel Bengbe, shot a single barrel gun on 3 other kids, killing 1 and seriously injuring 2. The man, who is said to be in police custody in Ganta, Nimba County, told our correspondent that he took the gun, which belongs to one Say Papa, and tried to play with it, but did not know it had bullets. Say Papa, the owner of the gun, is reported to be on the run, but the father of the 9-year-old has since reported himself to the police. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization is demanding the owner of Spoon Network to serve maximum jail sentence for crime committed in the United States of America. Isaac Jackson believes that Stanton Witherspoon should face the maximum jail sentence, treating him as a common criminal due to multiple crimes committed against the United States government. Jackson's call comes following Witherspoon's admittance to committing fraud within the U.S. healthcare system, a criminal act which carries a potential prison sentence length of 20 years. Axel Jackson's statement comes in response to the United States Department of Justice issuing an indictment against Witherspoon involvement in charges related to a fraudulent nursing, diplomat, and transcript schemes across Florida, New Jersey, and New York. Speaking late Wednesday evening on the closing argument show, Jackson prayed for Witherspoon to serve his maximum jail sentence, while some Liberians are praying for a less jail sentence. The Spoon Network CEO, however, said a minimum of 41-month sentence beginning January, according to the United States Department of Justice. The Vision for Liberia Transformation Party is calling for a rerun of the October 10 presidential and legislative elections. The demand comes following what political leader Jeremiah Wapo accepts were numerous mistakes made by the National Elections Commission during the recent concluded elections, but WAPO's statement coincided with the NEC Board of Commissioners ruling in favor of the notion that vote did not adhere to the proper election procedures as outlined in the election laws. In a press conference held on Thursday, WAPOs expressed deep concerns over the NEC handling of the situation, highlighting what he perceives as a significant conflict of interest. He pointed out that the NEC, which is alleged to have committed infractions against the party, was also responsible for overseeing the case, which he said creates a dark cloud over the country's justice system. Apple, in a press statement, Thursday vowed to take an appeal to the Supreme Court to demand for a rerun for the entire election. Elwood Appleton, the surprise third-place candidate in the October 10, 2023 presidential elections, has announced that his party will soon reveal its endorsement for the October 14 presidential runoff election. The pending endorsement decision play a pivotal role in the face-off between incumbent President George Weah and former Vice President Joseph Boakai. Appleton, who represented the grassroots development movement, underscored that any endorsement they provide would be firmly rooted in the core values of the party and the best interests of Liberia as a whole. During an interview with VOA Daybreak Africa, Appleton stated that his campaign resonated with ordinary Liberians and their daily struggles. He pointed out that a significant majority of Liberians are facing severe hardships, including challenges related to daily meals, access to quality education, healthcare, housing, among others. At the same time, All Liberian Coalition Party, led by its vice presidential candidate, has officially thrown his support behind the incumbent President George Weah. The endorsement ceremony, marked by a significant decision in the political landscape, was attended by members and supporters of ACO. Matthew Dablo, speaking on Tuesday on behalf of ACO, highlighted that the majority bloc within the party had reached a consensus to back President Weah due to his unwavering commitment to the nation's development. Dablo's statement emphasized that the importance of granting President Weah a second term in office to ensure the completion of ongoing projects, the commencement of new ones in the country's continuous journey towards the development. The National Muslim Council of Liberia has issued a call to action urging all Liberians to actively participate in the forthcoming presidential runoff election scheduled for November 14, 2023. During a press conference held in Congo Town, Mobolu Vani, the Assistant Secretary General of the Council, stressed the importance of every Liberian citizen fulfilling their civic responsibility by actively participating in the electoral process. He honored the name for a successful and peaceful runoff election, emphasizing that it is a collective duty of all Liberians to ensure its success. Valen took the opportunity to caution politicians against making inflammatory remarks that could potentially incite opposition groups and lead to violence. He emphasized the importance of maintaining a peaceful and respectful political discourse in the run-up to the elections. In an effort to promote a peaceful electoral atmosphere, Vani also revealed that thousands of Muslims women are expected to assemble at the National Muslim Council Liberia headquarters with the sole purpose of offering prayers for a peaceful elections on November 14. Maswaro County defeated District Number 1 Representative Kennedy Rook James has pledged support to incumbent President Josh Weah, addressing a group of supporters at the party's headquarters in Carisbrooke City. Madam James asserted that President Weah is the most qualified candidate to govern the country for another 6 years. Madam James further stressed that former Vice President Joseph Boakai lacks the capacity to lead the country. The defeated District Number 1 candidate at the same time urged supporters to go the extra mile in reaching out to people, describing it as a Jehovah Witness campaign. In more development and support to President George Weah, the Coalition for Democratic Change Representative candidate in District Number 6 Montswater County has rallied citizens of the district to ensure the re-election of the Liberian president. According to Richard Singbet, the re-election of President Weah will ensure that several development projects, including the ongoing electrification of several communities in District Number 6 and ERW Junction to RI Road, are completed. Defeated Kennedy Singbet was speaking when he officially dedicated a pit latrine for residents of Zogolo community in the district. For their past, residents of Zogolo lauded Singbe for his continuous efforts in bringing development to the community and the district at large. And Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament has rejected the government plan to buy a presidential yacht for 6 million. A senior lawmaker has said Nigerians have criticized the plan as a waste of money on lawsuits during an economic crisis. Lawmakers instead moved the 6 million to student loan budget, doubling its allocation. Abubakar Bashir said President Bola Tinubu took office in May with a promise to cut waste and increase people's financial hardship, but he triggered an outcry after he tabled a supplementary budget in the National Assembly for approval, with the planned purchase of the yachts listed on the Nigerian Navy's proposed capital expenditure of 53 million. The budget was approved by the House of Representatives on Thursday. The budget also earmarks 36 million for state house expenditure, including a purchase of luxury vehicles and the construction of a presidential office complex. The government is also planning to spend 15 million on the presidential air fleet. The controversy comes at a time when President Tinubu is under intense pressure over the cost of hard living, the cost of living crisis, and a massive fall in the value of Nigeria's currency, the naira against the dollar. Nigeria's annual inflation rose to 26.7% in September, according to the official statistics. It's now over to Henson Decker for the continuation of News Desk.
Bulletin. It is a feature on the news program. If you are just joining us, one of the top developments, we are following Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization as just cause for maximum of 20 years jail sentence for the owner of Spoon Network, Stanton Waterspoon. Let's bring you the voices of the newsmakers. A 47-year-old man has died under a mysterious circumstances at the home of his 79-year-old girlfriend in Barclay Farm, Margibi County. The man, only identified as Jinian, according to our Lower Margibi County correspondent, left his home on October 31, 2023, and went to spend time with his girlfriend Annie Johnson in the Barclay Farm area. Here is our correspondent, Edwin Kettle.
With his girlfriend and Johnson in a community called Barclay Farm, they have been. Upon the husband requested for water to bathe and was given food to eat later. According to the girlfriend and Johnson, they went to bed after 3 hours to get out for cool air, and when she returned to the road, she found out that Junior was no longer breathing. And Johnson is 79 years old, and Junior was 37 years old, and became looking for 5 whole years. We also learned that when normally this basket of the courses was still, so on Tuesday she gave him 2,000 LT to go back to full stop for Happy General Market, which he did not do. But later he went to Barclay Farm, and they were found there, he and Jeffrey on the next day. But so Wednesday morning, this and not yet, and she said it not yet. So,
Oh, I'm dear with
only set up the female or came to go and do so, was setting the back. So the other thought was the project, but he said no, the food, make people taking the food together. So they have additional thing as well.
Edwin Ketter is our Lower Markibi County correspondent with that development. In a related development, one person is reported dead and two others on a critical condition following a shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child in Todin Town, District 2, Nema County. Our Nema County correspondent said the 9-year-old boy, identified as Emmanuel Gabe, shot a single barrel gun on 3 other kids, killing one and seriously injuring the other 2. Here is Jan Flomo.
The fight incident took place about 3 hours ago, where a little boy named Emmanuel Gabe, a 9-year-old, took a single barrel gun from Russian base belonging to a wealthy papa and on the farm and shot 3 other children as we speak. One is confirmed there, the 2 is on critical condition, and 9-year-old Emmanuel Gabe, who did the shooting, is currently at the cancer video where I just came from, who made my way to Toby. He said that the papa, the one of this gun, always take it to the farm and place into a position like in the well. So this time, he said that I'm trying to take it and see what the gun can do, and he never knew that he was at the firing point and we put a hand into the trigger, into the gun with fire, or he never knew that the gun had shot him. So taking the phone to try it, he killed one of the children of him immediately, and 2 is on a critical condition. One of them was shot in the mouth. We got a single barrel mouth, and that person is being catered to by the company that said that it's hospital, but they have to be transferred to the GFK in Monrovia as we speak. So we just moved the patient for 2 3 that's the representative of that.
Oh my God, I put some more.
They don't know anything except Florence, and the 2 other names are Jay, so you don't know which one of them actually lost their life. Police is also trying to establish which one of them died, because it's a 9-year-old child, he's not fluent in the English, and so you have to talk to him in the Mano dialect, but he has not informed us as to which one of them died.
Jan Flomo is our Nema County correspondent with that development. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization is demanding the owner of Spoon Network to serve maximum of 20-year jail sentence for crime committed in the United States of America. Axel Justin believes that Stanton Waterspoon should face the maximum jail sentence, treating him as a common criminal due to multiple crimes committed against the United States government.
It's not a guy who is wanted to be infiltrated to less society. Imagine putting thousands of elderly American lives at risk only because you want to get rich. Imagine defrauding his own family members because they are robot or defrauding a family member for whatever father benefit that was there for them. So this guy, there's something about him. Any Liberian person who comes to America and engages in such conduct that we just want to engage in, I can say here clearly with authority, the criminality is in that person DNA or in those people's DNA. So criminality is in Waterspoon DNA. He needs to stay behind bars for a long time so that he can come to a good sense. And if there are a prison program, so they can reprogram it, change the mind. The man went to a school in Liberia when they used to sell green. It's like all of those things that stay with him. He grew up in a community in Liberia called Point Four. But we know what's happening around Point Four. Every day people in that community checking and running away. These are the things that got brought to America. The just need to know why he grew up. The community had impact on that man. The man is inherently corrupt. It's not decent for society. I am ashamed for brethren that he will go for straight. Maybe we need to investigate whether or not I got these chairs on like just with him. Why would make a human red lawyer for straight before the court for an inherent, a congenital rogue that we're just going to be to have lesser sentence? Why would make a human red lawyer for straight in this public manner? This man is a congenital criminal. Born rogue. Like simple English. You ask the court to have mercy on a born rogue, God have mercy on all of us.
Axel Jackson is Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization. The Vision for Liberia Transformation Party is calling for a rerun of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections. The demand comes following what votes political leader Jeremiah Wapold asserts were numerous mistakes made by the National Elections Commission during the recent concluded elections. Wapold's statement coincided with the NDC's Board of Commissioners ruling in favor of the motion. That's the notion that vote did not adhere to the proper election procedures as outlined in the election laws.
Let committed crime against or violated constitution against or and they are the judge in this case. What do you expect? Obviously, they will not rule against themselves. So they rule in the yesterday that number one, we do not have the right to sue because according to cooperative law, we should get board approval before we might the lawsuit. But it has never happened in the history of any election law says that any agreed party, either the party or the individual, had the right to complain. It didn't say that you should have authority from board. It does not only disenfranchise or violate their own established to govern the electoral process. So the ruling yesterday went against they took an exception to file the complaint to the full board, and after the full board has very obviously the board is also National Election Commission board, and we find it very slim for us to have justice. Where we'll be looking forward to justice is to the Supreme Court, and we are prepared to do that. Any mistake that we made to continually use the rights of the Liberian people for their voices to be heard. The final arbiter of our justice system in Liberia is the Supreme Court, and they were going to be prepared to do that. That will give us time for validation. It didn't happen. Give it to us 4 days before election while we were in the process already. We never had a time to peruse it, to be able to look at it with microscope like he said. Or because it is intentionally, right? What is right? Right is intended to be visible to people's eyes, right? But yet, you know that it's not visible to people eyes. They put it there to deny the Liberian people of their right, to deny the Liberian people from free and fair and transparent election. But it's not done right, it's not done at all. The means of accepting a fraudulent electoral result make it not to have the capital. I don't want to use to confidence in that. I don't have confidence we'll go with the law. And the final arbiter will be the Supreme Court. It doesn't matter. We will pursue it. What we want is what is not done right is not done. Even the people who are in the race, they are referring to them as the first and second rounder. Maybe they are have been misdirected. There's a precedent case where the National Election Commission can say it's okay for 2 political parties to appear on the ballot with one lead. After the Constitution has said every political party should appear on the ballot with distinct characteristics.
Jeremiah Wapo is the political leader for the Vision for Liberia Transformation Party, calling for a rerun of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections. Edward Appleton, the surprised third-place candidate in the October 10th, 2023 presidential and legislative elections, has announced that his party will soon reveal its endorsement for the November 14th presidential runoff. This pending endorsement decision will play a pivotal role in the face of between incumbent President George Weah and former Vice President Joseph Walker.
The campaign was all about people. Many Liberians are experiencing all across the country serious levels of hardship, and Liberians are beginning to vote on issues, even though we are not there yet. But more and more Liberians are beginning to pay attention and understand the importance of elections and electing their leaders. So we went out there. We did not have all of the resources like some of the major parties, but whatever we had, we did our due diligence by reaching out to the people, the grassroots, the people at the very lowest level, those who are considered to be underrepresented, marginalized, underserved.
What do you think was or were your strongest constituents? Was it the urban area or the rural area?
Rural area was my strongest constituents.
How did that become?
Well, first, I'm from Maryland County, and my father was one of those people who was a household name in Maryland County. We still have family, we still have friends, we even have people, brothers and sisters who are out there. And also, I went to school in Lofa. I went to LTI. I still have contacts out there.
I have friends and family in the Banga area. I have classmates. And so all those networks, we went ahead and made sure that we were able to connect. And I had an exploratory committee set up when I was trying to run for senator in 2014. And I've always kept in touch with people. So we teamed this network throughout. And when we were ready, we reached out and we sold our message. Now, I'm not one of those people who's on the world stage or out there with this huge organization. I've always been the people's person. As part of my own effort to give back, I've always helped people. That was one of my strengths. My ability to interact with people, to treat them as human beings, and to reach out. And the message that we had, the message of change, the message of things that needed to be done on the national level to ensure that an enabling environment can be created for the ordinary and to live a high quality life. And that resonated, and this is where we are.
Your third place finishing puts you in a very unique position now. There are those who are talking about you and the other lesser finisher in the first round as kingmakers now. What role do you see yourself playing in the run-up election?
Well, would that be bystanders? And as well stated and implied within the political landscape that we are the kingmakers, of course, in terms of an endorsement. But before we endorse anyone, we have to go back to our own.
Go tell that man in the brain. Someone story I did on Charles Brown. Say Henson say I'm bring your story.
We have to review and
You
ensure
have the story on
Tell him my story. Say Henson's story.
with our core values and our principles. And there will also be other determining factors.
Edward Appleton is to surpass third place Kennedy in the just ended October 10th presidential and legislative election, bet on View at Daybreak Africa. All Liberian coalition, led by its vice presidential candidate, has officially thrown its support behind the incumbent President George Weah. The endorsement ceremony marked by a significant decision in the political landscape was attended by members and supporters of ACUP. Matthew Dablo, speaking on behalf of ACUP, highlighted that the majority bloc within the party had reached a consensus to back President Weah due to his unwavering commitment to the nation's development. The voice of Matthew Dabble, speaking on behalf of the All Liberian Coalition Party, flashing support for the re-election bid of President George Weah. The National Muslim Council of Liberia has issued a call to action urging all Liberians to actively participate in the forthcoming presidential runoff elections scheduled for November 14, 2023. Speaking at a news conference in Congo Town, Momolu Vani, the Assistant Secretary General of the Council, stressed the importance of every Liberian citizens fulfilling their civic responsibility by actively participating in the electoral process.
As a religious institution, with the responsibility to promote peace,
I say that meant for a people for a.
transparency, properties will not be destroyed. People will not have loggerhead. So we are promoting peace, understanding as a religious institution, which is the National Muslim Council of Nigeria. We would like to encourage everybody to reduce our expectations because you are in a competition. Anything can happen. So it is true that whosoever that participates in competition, they will always want to let their followers know that they're going to win. But that expectation must be reduced. Let's continue to canvas to whosoever you have that can listen to you, talk to them, encourage them to get their voting cards secure. Make sure you take it upon yourself and move to polling places and vote. But expectation must be reduced. We are also encouraging everybody to desist for using profane languages. Anything that can create tension, get rid of it.
Momolu Fanning is the Assistant Secretary General of the National Muslim Council of Liberia, there, issuing a call to action urging all Liberians to actively participate in the forthcoming presidential run of elections. Well, folks, we've now 34 minutes into the news. Let's remind you of the top developments we are carrying on today's edition of News Desk. A 47-year-old man has died under mysterious circumstances at the home of his 79-year-old girlfriend in Magiri County. A shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child leaves one dead in Nema County. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization asked Jackson calls for a maximum of 20 years jail sentence for the owner of Spoon Network, Stanton Weatherspoon. Vision for Liberia Transformation Party demands for a rerun, that's a runoff of the October 10th presidential and legislative election. In foreign news, Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament has rejected the government's plan to buy a presidential jet for $6 million, a senior lawmaker has said. Let's continue with more developments here on the news program. A legislative staff, Charles Brown, has described as disdainful the display of Deputy Finance Minister Samara Wolokoli before the Liberian Senate recently. It can be recalled Deputy Minister Wolokoli appeared before the plenary of the Liberian Senate to provide update on the status of the county's social development funds, but was graced with heated debate. During the Deputy Minister appearance, claims and counterclaims ensued between members of the Senate and the Deputy Minister over his presentation, which the lawmakers characterized as outdated information and something that did not address the current concern of that body. But following the conclusion of the section, Charles Brown, a legislative staff, described as total disregard to the country for a deputy minister to argue with the lawmakers without remorse while in plenary.
Look at what the Minister of Fiscal Affairs is saying in there, that he has dispersed all of the 200,000, he has dispersed 100,000 to each county, and Senator calling the Ministry of Finance, they are the one fish. So what we're saying, the government is being elected. It's difficult. Unless the Liberian people don't understand what the government have done. The government is understand still the entire government system is broken down. President we can get checked to the community college. Up to present, the community college have not access the money on the basis of check banks. Meaning no money in the system. They have taken. We have not even taken pay to the 26. No government let's say this month for October, no government employee, Saber 7 have taken pay for October, no money. Today, we receive information that the government was disbursing money at through the instruction of the president, through the finance minister to disburse money to lawmakers of the CDC to go and campaign for his second round. When workers in this country that constitutes 70 to 65% of the population are not taking pay, you disbursing money to CDC lawmakers to go and run your campaign. We will get the money and fuck president. We are a set of precedent. Like we said, we are Saber 7. They 80 to 75,000 Saber 7. We're not going to vote president. We did it the first round. We're going to do it the second round. What can president we have shown to the Saber 7 in the first 6 years? Nothing he did for Saber 7. Even the dollar have not been added to Saber 7 salary. Then you want us to stay in line and re-elect you. We're going to set precedent president we are that we give rise to any government. That when you get in power, it is you are being employed by the people power. You must not overlook the power of the people. We're going to set this record first thing to President Weah because he has a history of first thing or achievement, and we're going to set a history on him of first thing in the presidency.
While Charles Brown has declared the alleged out of President George Weah giving what he calls blank check to the Bombing Community College as unrealistic. Brown's statement followed a disclosure by Senator Edwin Snow that the college received the amount of $10,000 on grounds that the college has not received a subsidy. But reacting to the information, Brown described the act as total disregard to the plight of the people, despite of several promises from the government during the 2017 elections.
I'm downhearted to have heard today in the Senate plenary one of our Senator Edwin Snow speaking on the issue of the county development fund for fiscal year 2023. They summoned the Minister of Finance. The budget is about to elapse. What happened to the 200,000 per county? In their deliberation, it was interesting to know that President Snow revealed to the Liberian people that President we have recently gave Bombing Community College 200,000 Liberian dollar check with $10,000 US, and that check was taken to the bank up to President. The check bounce, the county cannot access the money. Was it directly from the president or the Minister of Finance? Directly from the president, according to him. You on the floor, you watch his statement. In my mind, it is a complete breakdown of governance in this republic. So while we go to the runoff, I'm calling on the people, especially people above me, to come out in mass number to vote this government out. This is a complete scoreboard government that we're talking about. How can the president of a country get the community college that are being suffering from subsidy in terms of budgetary allotment to the Ministry of Finance? They cannot get that subsidy. On ground of not getting their subsidy, government gave $10,000 US check. President Weah with 200,000 and Senator Snow revealed to the Liberian people today in the plenary of the Liberian Senate that check bound. You were there. You got the information that they bound. Up to present, the community college are not getting the money. Is that not a complete fault of the entire governance system in this country? For the president to give a check, what happened to ordinary people who got money in the banking system? They cannot access their money. So we're calling on the Liberian people looking at the revolution from Senator Snow of Bombing County.
The voice of a legislative star, Charles Brown. Montserrat County defeated District 1 Representative Kennedy Roof James has pledged support to incumbent President George Weah. Addressing a group of supporters at the party's headquarters in Carisborough, Madam James asserted that President Weah is the most qualified candidate to govern the country for another 6 years.
Our president. He is the president. So today I call you here. Where are you from the opposition? Where are you from the imposition? Where are you from the coalition? Before you are here today to conscientize that don't regret, don't be scared, don't be discouraged. Because we have the bigger picture which is President Weah. And the bigger picture is coming the 14th of November. And if you're in the villages and you answer there, you don't get the message. So we call you here today to energize you, re-energize you, to re-strengthen you, for you to put on your political gear, for you to put on your barriers, for you to put on your boots, that we will go back left and right of the district. But if we in the leaders that were on the ticket of the coalition, that we're not there and calling all the small divisions and the small partisans, you will not know what to do on your spot. So today we are here to tell you that all is not long. We were to number 18. Today we are going to number 2. Every soon taking the decision of decision number 1. We are coming here today to see our partisans, our music, the youth league, the master voter, the elders, the coordinators, that of all partners was strengthening our parents. The undecided voter that stay on the field, all that they encouraged.
Ruth James as Montserrat County District Number 1 defeated Representative candidate. The Coalition for Democratic Change represented candidate in District 6, Montserrat County, has rallied citizens of the district to ensure the re-election of President Weir. According to Richard Sengbe, the re-election of President Weir will ensure that several development projects, including the ongoing electrification of several communities in the district and ERW junction to RRA road, are completed.
We have come to say to you, people of Douglas, for voting George Yard. Thank you also for voting Richard Sengbe, your brother and friend, the president. That we, for Douglas, has been our own ground. I am back today, you look at where Mr. Kabas said, or the people there, where across the road, Prince, out of Douglas, across there, and I found, we did Douglas, nowhere to go, we have a way. And the driver campaign for here, or Barasha for Chebe, Chelini, Joanna, rest of other people here, Chano, everybody, to worry about this. We said to them, where we are now, campaign on speed. But we want to tell you people what we say we do, we should do. And the many that us there, we not come back. And when you guys give the information to me, I try to speak to the campaign team. Our Jamal Sogan, who is the chairman of our campaign team, we pause to redeem this district to President John. And we are going to say, thank you. Off on the back, she's starting of the campaign team. The boss of you, many people call him Biwa. With them about the project here. You know, apart from the toilet here, the other area we make commitment. Students, hand pump, water, and other things along the way. We fulfill our orders that were training, and the rural public latrine were few projects that were training. And today, on this Thanksgiving Day, President, I'm asked to tell you, thank you. No, we are the help and support of President Jordan. We are.
Richard Sengbe is a former representative candidate in District 6 Montserrat County. They're bringing us to the end of today's edition of the news program. News Vex as we take leave of you. These are the top stories we have been following. The 47-year-old man dies under mysterious circumstances at the home of his 79-year-old girlfriend in Margibi County, as a shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child leaves one dead in Nema County. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization are suggesting cause for a maximum of 20 years jail sentence for the owner of Spoon Network, Stanton Waterspoon. Feature of the Liberia Transformation Party demands for a rerun of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections. And in foreign news, Liberia, that's Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament, has rejected the government's plan to buy a presidential craft for $6 million, a senior lawmaker has said. Thanks to our correspondents, writers, reporters, editors, and as well as our listeners for your listening role on today's edition of the news program. Edwin Dodo read for us the news bulletin, the foreign development. Johnson, but Thomas Sarah controlled and able coordinated the sound. Mayan Tobian sat behind the camera and at the same time coordinated this entire production. For and on behalf of the news team, my name is Hanson Dekara, presented.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network.